Well, welcome back, everyone. My name is Sonia.
With the Arduous Brand LLC.
Oh, wonderful. And we are the Dynamic Duo, and we are back again with another celebrity couple reading. We had such a good time the first time, we thought we'd do it again. So I'm going to let you take the lead on this one and kind of give everyone an introduction as to who we're going to be talking about and getting into their business today.
Okay, cool. So today we're going to be talking about one of your faves, which don't
scared.
Don't persecute us. We just doing what we do best in our field. We'll be talking about Nicki Minaj, and I do like Nicki. So we'll be talking about Nicki and her husband, Kenneth Petty, today, and their relationship energy that's going on as of now, and a little bit in the future to see what's going on with her, because it feels to me energetically, I will say before this reading start, Nicki does have a different energy around her, and she is much lighter. She seems to be a little more more mature. She but I think she does still have a lot of stuff going on. But I do think her energy is starting to be a little more lighter. And that could have something to do with that case getting thrown out for her husband, but we can leave that for later.
Okay. Well, but now before we start, we're going to put this disclaimer out. This is for entertainment purposes only. Nothing that we say here today is factual. We do not claim it to be factual. It is all our opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay. All right. Just want to put that out there because I don't need the barbs. I don't need the lawyers. I don't need nobody coming from me claiming that I made these accusations and made these false claims. This is all entertainment and all our.
It's definitely all allegedly. But my cards don't lie. So it is alleged.
Well, on my end, I'm going to be looking at both of their natal chart and their transit chart, just to kind of, again, as Glamo has said, to get what the energy is like around the two of them individually and also as a couple, and to kind of see what could be coming up for them down the road in the next few months. And I think for me, there's some interesting stuff, like you said, going on around Nicki, but there's also some interesting stuff going on around her husband, which I wasn't expecting to see. However, as a couple, there may be a little bit surprise coming up for everybody with them as a couple. That people might not be expecting in a good way.
They're already married. They have a baby. Let's see.
All right. Do you want me to go first while you?
Yeah, you can go first.
All right.
You can go first, and then I'll meditate on my cards.
Okay. So I got their birth information, of course, from Google. Okay, so I'm pretty sure the birth dates are accurate. So we're going to start with Nicki. Nicki was born December the 8th, 1982 in Trinidad, Port of Spain, Trinidad, one of my favorite places. She is 39 years old, and by her birth date, this makes her a Sagittarius sun, a Virgo moon, and a Pisces rising. Now, I don't have her birth time, so the rising sign is about 50% correct. However, just observing how she moves, I think this rising sign is accurate, but don't quote me on that.
And her rising was a Virgo, right?
No, her moon is Virgo, which is the same as mine. So but her rising sign is Pisces.
Oh, okay.
And the reason I think it really is Pisces is because of the way she moves in relationships. Very Piscean to me. And who she chose as a husband is very Piscean to me. And we'll talk about how she chose him, because there's a reason she chose him. She's 39 years old. Now, I did my calculations on the relationship energy around her. And like in the last video, I go on about 4 scenarios. The first scenario would be someone, if they were single, this would be the time someone would come into their life. The second scenario, if it was someone in a relationship and the relationship is going well, then this would mean putting permanence on the relationship, taking the relationship to another level, or just kind of re-solidifying the bond. If this is a relationship and it was going not so well, this could be a breakup, or this could be someone just really trying to learn how to do relationships, how they show up in a relationship. And actually, the age that I came up for her was actually 39. So this says to me, because she's already married, she's in a relationship, I do believe there is some type of energy around their relationship. And of course, when you're in a relationship, there's always energy, but I do believe there is something going on with the dynamic of the two of them. And I really think it started last year. And I want to say, looking at her chart and looking at his chart, the dynamic is more on his end. I think with everything he has going on, which is a lot, and I don't want to get too much into that. I do believe he's actually having some type of spiritual awakening, and she's having some challenges or some energy of really, like you said in the beginning, changes, significant changes with her. And therefore, when you have changes in the individual, this does change the dynamic of the relationship. Now, this could look like it went through, it may have went through some issues. It may have went through some issues last year, and they're possibly coming out of this. Do I think this couple is going to stay together? I'm going to just jump on the front part of that. Yes, she's going to stay with him. She's going to stay with him. She's going to ride it out with him, in my opinion. But I think something happened last year where they really had to figure out how they're going to build their relationship. There was some strain, and I think there's still some strain, and I think they're still working it out. But they're going to stay together. I would be very surprised if they did. I think they're going to stay together. She has energy in her 4th house of family, residence, family issues, family dynamics, housing, buying and selling property, things of that nature. And his energy for 2022 is all about his spiritual awakening, his religious beliefs, his belief system with regards to how he sees the world, and legal issues are in this area too. So I think collectively for them, just kind of looking past all of that, I think they're talking about a baby.
Another one?
I think they're talking about expanding their family. And I don't know if it's a baby to save the marriage or a baby to, we want to complete the family. A second baby would complete the family. But I think there's a little bit of energy of maybe another baby, or talks around adding another baby to the home. So I'm going to stop right there and see where you are.
I find that really interesting, and looking at the cards that I'm pulling or that I've pulled so far. So I'll just start with their current situation. Their current situation, the card I pulled is the Magician. So the Magician card is a card where they are they're both in the stage of their relationship where they're trying to make something happen. So they're trying to create something within the relationship. And that could be they're trying to create another baby, but they're trying to manifest something within the relationship. Something may not be going the way that they want it to be going right now, and they're trying to create a new dynamic within the relationship. So that is their current situation in the relationship. The current problem that they're facing, though, is the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles is a card of new financial opportunities or abundance, new like growth, prosperity. And how this feels is that it could be, honestly, I don't feel on the, as far as like bringing money stuff in, I don't really see that on his side. I feel it more for Nicki. Like, I feel like this is more for Nicki trying to do new things with her career and trying to bring in new deals and trying to figure out how like to navigate being a mom, I think she's in a position where she feels old and she needs to, because she's been in the game for so long, so many new girls are coming in, she feels like she needs to refresh in her brand, but she doesn't necessarily feel like that's through music.
Oh, excellent. I definitely agree with that. Everything you said, I totally agree with, because I was looking at some other stuff going on in her chart, and there is a big focus on her money. And she has the planet Uranus going through the house that governs how you earn your money. And Uranus is the planet of doing things differently. So her figuring out how to earn money in a different, innovative way outside of what she normally does. So yes, I totally agree with that. She is crazy enough. She also has some energy that's in her third house. That's the house of communication. And that's also the house of media, but it's kind of like media on the level of television, media on the level of social media type presence, podcasts, things of that nature. And I noticed that she's doing a lot of these, I don't know if she's on Instagram or something where she has people on and she interviews them. She does, those types of things. That kind of stuff is very, very big in her chart right now. And I think
she's rebooting her Queen Radio. So she's going to be rebooting that through Amazon. And she is doing a lot of the Instagram lives with people.
And that's what this third house is. This is not about like movies or, cable or stuff like this. This is more like radio, television, podcasts, social media. So she's definitely in the energy of where she's supposed to be. And I think this is where she's trying to rebrand herself or add an additional brand to the big brand, under the umbrella of Nicki Minaj. She's adding these things like this. So she's definitely in the space of that. So you are spot on with that.
I think, and from the cards that I'm pulling, it's a lot of her career influences how she handles her relationship and how she handles her family life. And I think she's trying to, because in the past we have the Two of Diamonds in her past. And what that is like she's juggling different things, juggling different decisions, either family life, career, juggling different opportunities, trying to figure out what works best for her and her family, and then trying to figure out what works best for her and her career. Because we do have to also understand that all of this is really new to her. Like, this family thing is really new to her. Not necessarily having a boyfriend, having a man that she bosses around and treats like her worker. Like, this guy is really, Nicki Minaj is Nicki Minaj. So she's Nicki Minaj. She gonna prove to the world this is gonna work because I had a baby with him and I married him. So that thing about you saying her writing it out, I could definitely see that. No matter what, these cards are all cards of like mental abuse, being tired, like her being really tired of trying to figure out her place in the world. And that's what it really looks like to me. Like, she's trying to figure out the next step, what she can do next. She has a lot of mental blockages. And I think
you are so on it today. You are so on it today.
Today is a good day.
I mean, I think the blonde baby is doing something to you. You are on it today. And I have to stop you right there because looking at her chart, she has Saturn in the 12th house. And when you have Saturn going through the 12th house, this is the time where you are dealing with your demons. When you're dealing with your traumas, your hurts, things that you keep hidden from the world and hidden from yourself, she's in a process. She's going to be doing this for probably the next year and a half. And I wouldn't be surprised if she's not in some type of therapy at this point, but she is really, really, that Saturn is weighing on her. So anything that she's trying to repress and not trying to deal with is coming up, and she has no control over it. She has to deal with it.
The thing is with her is that she's so used to having to be, this is in her past, the past influences, her being the Queen of Wands, her always having to defend herself, stand up for herself, sit on her throne, show y'all like, I'm the best, let me put my numbers up, I'm gonna show you bees ain't better than me, I'm better than all of y'all, I've been on top. She wants her just due. What I think honestly is going on here, and I hate that we are doing like a relationship reading, but I am reading this a lot more on Nicki and the way she's feeling about balancing her family and her career. And she's more in love with her career than she is her husband, honestly.
You think that?
Absolutely, because I honestly, and I'm gonna clarify what this Three of Swords is. It's usually, and she got two like betrayal cards, like two betrayal and heartbreak cards, but I don't feel like this is necessarily what he's doing to her. I feel like she feels let down and heartbroken by so much stuff, by the music industry, by the court cases he's going through, by all of the extra stress that she has to go through. You know, she even speaks of like her being a new mom and not having any nannies and still like trying to be just there all the time with her baby. So that's a whole nother thing. And I think she is really like wearing herself thin, doing nothing but doing everything at the same time. And when I say doing nothing, Barbs, I don't mean that as disrespect. I know she does have like her different singles she put out, but she's not putting out like real projects and going on tour and doing all of this stuff like she usually is.
Right.
So meaning like her just, even her in her relaxing mode, or her and her like winding down, trying to figure out her next move in her career, what she's not doing in physical work, she's doing in mental work. Yeah. And so I think she creates a lot of those mental blockages for herself. So this is a card of, this is what her future influences are. And this is the card of like feeling trapped and feeling hopeless. But this is like a self-imprisonment card. It's just all her who's thinking this. It's not like that she can't get out of whatever she's in. It's either like, okay, I put out a single and it's doing good on these charts, but it's not doing good on these charts. So now you know what I mean? So she's always creating like a new.
She never just really sits in a success. It's always, I need to do more. This is not enough. And she never just really just stops and, you know, the phrase stops and smells the roses and just enjoys the moment. And because
she's bigger than life and she's living up to this like
unrealistic.
She's living up to her heydays. She's trying to live up to her heydays, and like she doesn't realize like, and she says it all the time, like, I'm Nicki Minaj, like, and that should just be enough, but that's not just enough for her.
But like you said, it's her. I don't think it's anyone else that's imposing this standard that she's put herself on. Let me tell you, for me with her, if she never made any more music again, she would still be Nicki Minaj. She doesn't have to do anything else, but I don't think she understands that. And it's crazy because this goes to her Pisces rising. Everything you said is the epitome of Pisces risings. Pisces people, particularly the women, will be very self-sacrificing. These are people that are going to, she has I don't know if she knows this, she has a very healing energy, and she draws into her broken people. So this is partly the reason that she is so connected to him, is because Pisces is all about healing people. And I want to take care, and I want to fix this. And I will sacrifice myself. I will sacrifice my career. I will sacrifice everything to help you fix this. Pisces also rules prisons. It rules prisons, it rules jail, it rules confinement and confining spaces. So she's drawing in a look that is in that type of energy. And if you look at what they're going through now, they're confined to their home.
I was just about to say, she's made her own prison at home. Like she's confined at home.
She's confined at home.
And she's confined in her mind too. So she's trapped everywhere. And that's her hope. That's actually in her hopes and her fears card. Like she's always fighting to get out of that confinement. Like she feels like she's fighting all the time.
Mm-hmm. She never lets her guard down. And she's a Virgo moon, and we share the same moon. So I already know how she operates with regards to her mental, the way she does things. This is a person that thinks and overanalyzes. I think Nicki probably makes up a lot of scenarios in her head that don't happen because
I'm not a Virgo.
You may have a lot of Virgo placements. You're a Gemini, so you guys do this too. The brain never turns off. It never turns off. And sometimes we will analyze, we will have a conversation, a bit of a conversation, and we will sit there and we will analyze it. And sometimes we make it into something that it never was. And it just drives us crazy. I wonder if she suffers with a lot of anxiety. She probably does. So we don't have peace here. We just don't have peace. And she doesn't know how to just relax. Her thing is she's from one thing to another. Either she's in her head picking things apart, or she's sacrificing herself. There is no middle ground. She doesn't know how to take care of herself and take care of herself on an emotional level. It's all or nothing for her. And like I said, she's not gonna let this relationship go because the Sagittarian in her doesn't want to be wrong. She will not let this go. She's not going to be wrong.
And you know what's interesting in her current environment is the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is somebody who is very immature, very somebody who's a gossiper, who is like but they're very determined. So when I saw this card in her current environment, it made me think about her doing her lives, bringing back her queen radio, talking shit, like a shit talker. She's in a very, like, she's high in energy right now. She's on a wave right now where she's just ready to get her stuff off right now, currently.
Good.
But she's still, it's like she is going through the things of the past. She is still influenced heavily by whatever this situation was, it really took a toll on her. And I'm thinking this has something to do with their situation from last year, because we don't know a lot about her husband. One thing I do know, his birth card is Ace of Spades. And the Ace of Spades card is a card of secrecy, a card of somebody who's very independent. They think alone. So they think very one-track minded. They're not like the type to really be married. They don't do good in relationships. They're not the type to be married. But her card, she's attracted to those type of people. She's a 10 of clubs. And 10 of clubs women are attracted to those type of people.
It's a challenge for her. It's a challenge. He's a challenge. And
he doesn't give me like cheater, because I don't think she gives him enough room to do it.
Well, he can't go nowhere, so.
I don't think she gives him a lot of room to do a lot of stuff, but Nicki also gives me very sensitive too. So Whatever
that's that Pisces rising. She's
whatever he may do, she may take as like that was ultimate betrayal. You may not have slept with her, but you looked at her naked picture or something like that.
You liked the picture on Instagram or something like that. Now, switching over to him and something you said, Kenneth Petty was born April 7th, 1978, which makes him, he's about to turn 44 next month. That makes him an Aries sun, an Aries moon, and a Leo rising. Fire straight across the board. Fire. However, the thing that stands out with, he's a double Aries. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. They think about themselves first. That is it. On the low vibrational side of this, they can be very self-centered, very selfish, very one-track mind. When they get something in their head, they don't see anything else. This is what I'm going to do. And it's all about me, me, me. Okay. So, and then he has this Aries moon. This is a man that is very impulsive. He's very impulsive. He does not think before he does things. So he jumps in first into any and everything. And these are the people.
So he's like a hothead.
Oh, he's a hothead. Oh, he is a hothead. Okay. This is a man that does not mind getting down physical and physical.
Because that's his reputation, right? That's his reputation.
Yeah. He will fight you. He don't care about physical contact and getting down and dirty. This is also the sign that governs weapons. So this is a man that don't have a problem with pulling any kind of weapon out or any kind of anything on you to physically harm you. So yes. So
threats might be true, even though they're allegedly.
And he has an Aries moon. I'm gonna give you an example of an Aries moon person is Cardi B. Cannot keep her mouth closed, has to respond to everything, has something to say. They don't know how to like just wait. Okay, analyze the situation. Is this the appropriate behavior that I need to be exhibiting for this situation? Can I just let it go and walk away? This is a man that can't let it go. Cannot let it go and cannot walk away. He cannot. And he's a Leo rising, which he has the same rising sign as me. So if we had been introduced to him under different circumstances, he's actually a very likable guy. He actually has a very likable personality and likable energy about him had we met him under different circumstances. But
you know what's crazy is that I can't even really read him. The way I read their situation, honestly, is like I said, when I was saying I think she loves her career more than she loves him. I think he's there I think the intentions, which is just totally me thinking, this is not even my cards, this is what I always thought, is that he's there for her protection.
Yes, he is.
And he makes her feel protected. And Safari didn't. Meek Mill didn't. But he's definitely somebody.
He's an alpha. He has alpha energy. And because she's such an alpha female, she needed someone that has that kind of take charge energy so she can at least relax a little bit and know that if shit go down.
And she knows she's in this male-dominated game and she needs a man that's going, kind of like Wendy Williams and her ex-husband. Like,
he was the muscle. He's the muscle in the relationship.
I can totally relate to that. Like, that's why I understand. I understand, but also we could do this another time, but I find it crazy that how somehow in Nicki's life path, she keeps attracting these different energies that have these different sexual I can't say you can't attract the energy of your brother, but you know what I'm saying? It keeps
the dynamics of the men that come into her life. There's a pattern, and there's a reason for that. It's in her birth chart. It's in her birth chart. The 8th house governs, among other things, taboo things that are not received by the world, and it's also the area that governs sex. She has,
and even if that's not her,
even if it's
somebody,
because this is the area that governs other people. So these are the people she is connected with. She has Saturn and she has Pluto there. Pluto is the planet of sex, control, abuse, prostitution, all those dark, heavy things that are surrounded around sex are in this 8th house. And she also has Saturn there. Saturn represents men. And it represents older men, authoritative type, control type men. So it makes sense why she has that around her.
It does.
It makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So that's in her pathology, unfortunately.
Well, for the future outcome for the current energy or situation that they're in right now, they actually they got a pretty, to me it's a pretty good card. It's a card, the 4 of Swords. It's the card of rest and relaxation.
Okay.
So where you need to recharge, meditate, contemplate a lot of things. So at some point she's going to get to the point where she's getting out her head, or maybe like you said, she will be getting therapy, or somebody will be there to assist her, to help her, to calm her mind down, to calm these situations down. So that's her future. Her future does look like maybe therapy or meditate, finding some type of spiritual practice maybe to help her.
I would definitely agree to that. And I'm hopeful that she's already been in it, because she's had this energy in this area of her chart for some time now. And she has an Aquarius 12th house. So I would not be surprised if she's doing some type of therapeutic work that is very different than your traditional therapy. She actually may be doing some kind of Reiki. She may be doing some kind of astrology or tarot, things that are centered around the occult.
Right.
Could be what she's doing now. But that Saturn also, it just brings a lot of challenges with things behind the scenes. So this is why I'm thinking they are really going through it, like you said, behind the scenes.
And I think it's interesting that you said that too, about doing things of the occult, because like I said, his birth card is the spades, the Ace of Spades, and that's a card of the occult as well. So he could be introducing her to some new stuff, or she could be introducing him to some new stuff.
And he's on this spiritual journey. He's on this spiritual awakening right now. So they are definitely, could be, again, and this is the couple part of it, really discovering their new belief system and what their spiritual practice is for them as a family, and how they connect with each other on a more spiritual level. Could be what they're going through now. I still think that they're over there manifesting a baby.
So we can conclude that this is her man and she's sticking by him, right?
Oh yeah, baby, this is her man. She's sticking by him. She is sticking by him through thick and thin. We should have said that straight out the gate. She ain't leaving him. That is.
Yeah, I really don't see a break. I don't see a breakup. I can't see her doing it. Yeah, I can't, unless something really, really, really bad has to happen before.
I don't even know what that could be. I don't even know what that could be. I mean, because, okay, and I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny or disrespectful. But with everything they've encountered, what could be worse than what they've already been through?
That's true, though. It's true.
She's not going to leave. He ain't going nowhere. Right now with her, I do believe she is, like you said, rebranding, changing up her career path. She really needs to do that. She really, really needs to do that.
Yeah.
She does have some supportive energy to move herself in a different direction. Nicki has opportunities. She has opportunities to do things differently. What keeps her from doing things differently is that Virgo moon. That Virgo moon is a very procrastinating energy. And it's an energy of, if I don't feel like I can do something right, I won't do it at all. If I can't do it perfectly, I won't do it at all. So I feel like the opportunities she's gotten that come her way, she may have declined them because she didn't feel like she would be able to execute them 100%. And I think she's doing herself a disservice by doing that. Yeah. I think she would garner more people to connect with her if she shows that she's vulnerable and that she's not perfect.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And honestly, I do think that's where she's going.
Okay.
I do, because a couple years ago, I could not stand her. Like, her energy was so heavy and negative.
Yeah.
But also, like, now, I think that had different influences. So drugs, alcohol, and all of that. Becoming a mom probably totally changed a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, I agree with that, definitely.
So her aura is definitely different. It's different. And it's more positive. And I think, and she also big Lil Kim up too recently. So I'm gonna give her
I saw that. And
I'm gonna give her props and say, girl, you are growing and glowing, and I see you. And that's grown woman.
Yes, but you know what? One thing I will say about her is, and I think people really give her a bad rap about some things that I don't think. If you look back on past interviews, Nicki has always celebrated other women. She's always done that. I think what happened with her was she understood, yes, I celebrate these women. These women have paved the path for me and this, that, and the other. However, I have done this work. I've done this work. And I'm going to celebrate the fact that I've done what I do. I've gotten myself to this level in my career, and I should be proud of myself. And I don't have to, every time I turn around and get an award or get an accolade, have to praise someone else. No, I did the work. And I think that rubbed people the wrong way. Number one, because it came from a woman. You know, she's in a male-dominated field that doesn't feel like a woman should, number one, be there. And number two, definitely celebrating herself. So they wanted her to shrink and be humble. It was this big campaign about her being humble. She doesn't have to be that. And but I don't think is she petty as hell? Hell yeah, she is petty as hell. And she has had her moments. But overall, I never thought that she was disrespectful to anyone in the way that people were trying to put it out there that she was.
I think it just was, I think she, and you know, first of all, you don't like everybody you work with. I don't care. So you don't like everybody you work with. And I think after a while, once, just how women are, once you say something and it feel like you don't like me, or you say something, then no, I'm not finna kiss your butt. I don't care who you were. I don't care what happened. So then I think we put too much on women to get along, honestly, because we don't expect all the men to get along, but then when the women clash, it's because women are being women. No, because our personalities don't mesh.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
And that's okay.
Perfectly
okay. Perfectly
so
okay.
I think some of that happened, and then I think a lot of the people create their own narratives that causes wedges between people. But I'm happy that she is getting to a more mature way of handling stuff in the public, way of handling stuff with other people. And I hope she just continues to grow. And I actually do look forward to see, even though I know people want their relationship to fail, I look forward to it. I like families. So I look forward to them raising their son.
And I do too. My thing with her is, I think when she initially brought him on the scene, I feel like she was trying to shove him down everybody's throat and make everybody accept him. And I think she's finally realized it's not going to happen. And I'm not going to try to do that anymore. I'm just going to live my life and enjoy my family. And
I'm just going to lock him in this house and y'all will get pictures of him whenever I feel like
And that's it. And he doesn't even give me the energy of even wanting to be in the spotlight. It was like,
which is very un-Leo or Aries of him, honestly.
Very much so. Very much so.
Very un-Leo.
Why he does not like to be in the spotlight, because it has to do with something. And I'm trying to find out what it is that makes him like that. Like,
well, maybe because it's that other side. He might have did too much in the streets where he don't really need to be.
He could have been too much in the streets. You are definitely right.
Them gangsters move a little different.
He moves different. I will say this. Let me look at his chart real quickly. I think he may be actually doing something for himself. I don't think that he's necessarily a man that is living off of her. I really don't. I think that he's really trying to carve out his own thing. Now, the only thing that not the only thing, but one thing that stands out for me is, oh, this is a dude that loved to argue with women. He has an issue with women. He don't do too well with women. And this is anytime I see this gives me like, ooh, Petty fits him. The name fits. The name fits. The name stays home. But I don't know why he's so quiet like this. Sometimes you get Leos that are just not out there. Their presence just says it all. They don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
Their presence just says everything. This is her, like you said, this is her man. She's sticking with him. She ain't going nowhere. They're gonna stay together. And this very different dynamic. Now, one thing, they have a very different dynamic of their relationship and their marriage that is unlike anybody else's. But I think it works for them. I think that they are the complete opposite, and where it counts, they are the same.
Okay.
I think where it counts, they're the same, and they have the commonalities between them that will sustain them. And that's all I'm going to say. My prediction for the Minaj Petty family is they're moving in a spiritual direction. They're definitely on a course of finding themselves as an individual and recreating their relationship. Do I see a baby on the horizon? I see a baby. I'm always trying to give somebody a baby.
You PBD. Don't be determined.
I do see an expansion in the family. Maybe a baby. Maybe they're moving to another home, or they're doing some type of renovations in their home. I'm just going to say family dynamics. There's going to be some growth and some change. I'm going to just put it like that. Growth and change for them.
And that's over the year. The next year?
I'm going to say over this year. I would not be surprised if we hear of some type of family dynamic expansion, and in a good way, with her and her husband. And I look forward to seeing what she's going to be doing, because she has some really good energy, so some great opportunities to come her way this year if she would just open up to something different and something new. And she needs to watch gaining weight. She could be gaining a lot of weight over this year. I'm just letting her know. Girl, watch what you do. She could be gaining a lot of weight over this year. But yeah. So what are your predictions?
Sounds good. My predictions are that if they, I think they may need to take some time to probably go within themselves and figure out what they're both doing individually, and then work together as a couple. I think that they'll be on a new path, or a better path. Clear away some of the clutter of last year, the legal stuff, all of that other stuff. Clear away a lot of that clutter, let it go, and progress. Well, so I predict they're still going to be together too. I don't know about no babies. I ain't seen no babies, but
I give a baby to everybody, so it's probably not a baby.
All right, Melanin Goddess out here being the baby daddy. Giving babies to everybody.
You get a baby. You get a baby. You get a baby. Well, okay, this has been wonderful. I hope the Barbs are not too aggravated by this. I think we kept it.
Y'all will be out.
I think we kept it high vibrational, but at the same time, we were very honest with what we saw, and we spoke what we've considered our truth. Again, this is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is factual. However, we are pretty good at what we do. So, please, visit, like, share, and subscribe to both our channels.
Yes.
My website is www.melaningoddesslife.biz. I'm on all the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. I'm on Twitter, but I don't be tweeting or whatever. So don't worry about following me on there. But you can find me that way. How about you?
Okay, I am Glamo Famo across all of the social medias. Y'all will find me somewhere, probably with a different hairstyle, but I'll be there. Glamo Famo, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. On the TikToks, I think I'm Glamo Goddess. Not sure, but you will find me under Glamo.
You be TikToking?
I'll be doing a little TikTok. Just a little bit. You can find me, my website, get my products, my weight loss products, my spiritual products at Arduous, ARDUOUS.shopify.com.
All righty. I love it.
Blogs to come, different things to come. I got a lot of stuff in the works. So
awesome. Well, as always, this has been wonderful. We're gonna have to do this again. Again, we hope that you enjoyed the video. We enjoyed doing it, and we'll see how this turns out. And
yes, run up those numbers.
All right. Bye-bye.